In this video, we are going to look at different types of forces, including the gravitational force, the normal force, the frictional force, and the tension force. Hi, this is Sean Huang from the Physics Department. If you have not watched the video on Newton's laws, you can find a link down below in the description. We have already looked at the gravitational force in the previous video. It exists between any pair of masses. On the surface of the Earth, the gravitational force exerted by the Earth on an object M is known as the weight of the object. The unit of weight is Newton, which is the SI unit for force. When an object is placed on a table, it experiences a normal force. From the diagram, we can see that there is no motion, so the acceleration must be zero, which means the net force must be zero. However, there's always the gravitational force pointing down. We therefore conclude that there must be a balancing force pointing up, having the same magnitude as the gravitational force. This balancing force is known as the normal force. Due to friction, heavy objects such as a sofa or fridge can be difficult to move, especially when the floor is not smooth. The minimum force that we need to apply to make an object move must be greater than the maximum resistance the friction can produce, which is proportional to a frictional coefficient and the normal force. This maximum resistance is known as the static frictional force. The textbook uses an MAX superscript, but so long as we understand that we must overcome a maximum resistance force, we can omit the superscript. If the object is already moving, then the frictional force will not be as much, while in motion, the friction will produce a kinetic frictional force, which involves a kinetic frictional coefficient. Consider the case where an object is hung from the ceiling. If there is no motion, then the net force will have to be zero. But there is the ever-present universal gravitational force pointing down, and we must conclude that there is a balancing force pointing up. This balancing force is the tension force. So, in this video, we looked at a couple of different forces. Look forward to examples where they are applied.